Hi, welcome to Christy Sunrise. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe on how to make King Ranch chicken. So let's get started. Okay, the ingredients that you are going to need are, you're going to need a chicken, you're going to need some chicken broth, you're going to need a can of cream of chicken soup, you're going to need 2/3 cans of 2/3 cups of Rotel, so it is less than 1 can. You're going to need some Monterey Jack cheese, and you're going to need some cheddar cheese, and you're going to need some corn tortillas. Okay, the first thing that I do is the chicken has been cut up and washed or rinsed really good, and then I'm going to bake the chicken. You can boil the chicken. You can buy a chicken that's already roasted from your grocery store. You know, they have those rotisserie chickens. You can buy one of those. It's whatever you want. This is what I prefer to do, so this is what I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to salt and pepper the chicken. Now, I have dissolved 2 chicken cubes in 1.5 cups of water. So I'm going to pour this onto the chicken, and I'm going to cover the chicken with foil. I usually kind of loosen the top a little bit because if this is a pretty big chicken, and it doesn't matter if it sticks. You don't use the skin, but just give it like a little tent. So see, it's not real tight. It's kind of loose. So I'm going to bake this now for about 1.5 hours at 350. It is a big chicken. And then I'll get back with you and show you the rest of the process. See you in a bit. Okay, I've pulled the chicken out of the oven. It is done. You can check to make sure it's done by pulling a leg. And you want the juices to be clear. Check the meat. Check the breast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool, and then I'm going to shred it up. And then after I do that, I'll be back with you to assemble the actual King Ranch Chicken Casserole. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, the chicken is done and it is shredded. Make sure you don't get any bones in it. That's the grossest thing. The next thing we're going to do, and I do mine differently than a lot of the recipes show, but I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to turn the burner on. And what I do, so I have 1 1/3 cups of beef broth. It did make, not beef broth, I'm so sorry, chicken broth. It did make more. I have leftover chicken broth that I will save and cook noodles in or something later, or cook the rice. So I have 1 1/3 cups of chicken broth. I have 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Just throw it all in there. And, you know, I like to get every little bit. I don't like to leave anything. Okay. Now, the can of Rotel, I drained, and then I blended. I have a son that doesn't like the chunks, and they're joining us for dinner today. So, but after I drained it and blended it, it did yield 2/3 of a cup. So you need 2/3 cups of Rotel. So we have 1 1/3 cups of chicken broth that we use from when we cooked the chicken. We have 1 can of cream of chicken soup, and we have 2/3 cups of Rotel. And I am going to blend all this together, and I'm going to add the chicken. But first, before I move the camera that away, I wanted to show you. I have 15 tortillas. I've never counted them out, but my recipe says 15 to 20. I'm going to start with this, and then we'll see what else we need to do, if anything. It might be too many. And if it is too many, guess what? I'm going to make some homemade chips with it. Okay? So I just wanted to show you how I cut those. Hopefully you were able to see. I quartered them. Okay, I'm going to move the camera this way so you can see. So I have all of the liquids in here. To this, I am going to add the chicken. Make sure that you really check the chicken to make sure that you don't get any bones or and I check it really good, because that's just a gross feeling. And even when you're redoing it, adding it, just kind of squeeze it around in your fingers to make sure. So I'm just heating this through. Doesn't have to be completely heated through. I just mix it all up before I layer it into the dish. So it really doesn't have to be heated through, because you're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the burner. Okay, so that is mixed up. And this is the dish we're going to use. And we're going to layer it in here. Now, I've talked to you all about the cheese. I buy the cheese usually from the meat market or the deli, or you can buy it in the package. Just don't buy it already shredded, because it's coated with some stuff. I don't even know what. So I have 2 cups, which was about half a pound of Monterey Jack. And then when I grated it, it yielded 2 cups. And I have about 1/4 of a pound, or 1 cup of cheddar. A lot of the King Ranch recipes just have the Monterey Jack, but we prefer both. So I'm just going to kind of mix them up. Just kind of mix them up. And you can mix this dish up like, I think I did tell y'all that I used to cook on Sundays. Get a lot of meals prepared for the week. This is one that you can get prepared for the week. So hopefully you can see that I'm layering these. And they don't have to be perfect. And this is the same dish that I used to cook the chicken in. I'm probably going to have, I can see a few leftover tortillas, not many, and that's okay. I usually do fry homemade chips to go with this. I have not shown y'all how to I do that yet, but move these around a little bit. Okay, so a layer of tortillas. Then I'm going to use half of this. Just layer it in. Spread it out. A little more in this corner. And now I'm going to put half the cheese. Kind of like a little lasagna, huh? And then I'm going to layer some more tortillas. This is so delicious. And then, like I said, if you mix it up the day before, it's going to taste better the next day. Like you could take it to this stage. You know, of course, it needs to be cooled. And then cover it and put it in the refrigerator. And then when you get home from work, the next day, you just set it on the counter for 20 minutes or so while the oven's heating up. And depending on the size of the dish that you use, like if you're going to make a bigger pot of this, what I used to do was I still like the whole chicken, but then I would add a couple of chicken breast, frozen chicken breast in with it when I was baking it. And then, you know, of course, you would just do some extra cheese and, you know, a few more tortillas. And you can make a bigger casserole dish with this. And I would do that at Christmas. I usually make 2 bigger pans of this at Christmas time. So just going to add the cheese on top. Now I'm going to add a little more cheese. So let me grate a little more cheese. So if you like it really cheesy, I would do 4 cups of cheese. And you can use whatever kind of cheese that you want. This is Monterey Jack and cheddar. We used to call it Longhorn. I don't know why, but anyway. So I'm just adding probably another cup I'm adding. So yeah, I would do 4 cups of cheese. I might have put too much cheese underneath on the first layer, but there we go. Okay, so you were going to bake this at 350 for 40 minutes. And then once it comes out, let it sit for about 20 minutes so it'll firm up a little bit. And I will be back when I pull it out of the oven. I am back, and the King Ranch chicken just came out of the oven. I did add a little more cheese, so you could do, I ended up doing probably 4 cups of cheese. You could do it in any combination you want. I used Monterey Jack and cheddar. I'm not going to plate it because it's bubbling hot. And you need to let it sit for about 20 minutes before you eat it. So if you like the video, if you like the King Ranch chicken, Hit like, hit subscribe, try it. It's delicious. Let's see if I can hold it up, but King Ranch chicken. Yum, yum. Hope you try it. Okay, the King Ranch chicken has been sitting. I'm going to go ahead and take some out so you can see how delicious it looks. It's still pretty hot. But there you have it. Homemade King Ranch chicken. Yum, yum. There it is. Looks delicious.